Hello, everyone. Thank you and welcome to the HelloNote webinar with Fiserv. So this webinar, I'm going to be joined with Rachel from Fiserv. Rachel, can you confirm you can hear me and you're audible as well?
Hello. Yes, I can hear you. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thanks, Rachel, for joining and hosting with me. So thank you all for joining either live or if you can't join live, this will be uploaded and shared with everyone who registered. So the goal of this webinar is to showcase some of the capabilities that we have with Fiserv. So we do have a strong partnership with Fiserv, and our goal is to ensure that you can process credit cards seamlessly and effectively, making sure that you get paid, whether that's by insurance or by from patients and people who sell equipment or anything like that. So we have the tools ready for you. And Fiserv is former. I should say Fiserv is formerly Clover Connect. Rachel, do you want to give a little introduction on yourself and the history of Fiserv? Because I know a lot of our clients are used to um, the old name you guys had.
Yeah, of course. Like Steve said, my name is Rachel Bethusium. I've been working for now it's Fiserv for about 7 years in the account management side. So I'm no stranger to HelloNote and their integration with us. Um, but how Fiserv came to be is that we've gone through several acquisitions. We started as Card Connect. Then we were acquired by First Data, who has since been acquired by Fiserv. And not that long ago, our sector of integrated payments was called Clover Connect. But we've since moved away from that name. Nothing has changed though. So we are now Fiserv Integrated Payments, and we go by Fiserv.
Awesome. Thanks, Rachel. So we've been working with Rachel and her team for many years. And over the years, we try to update HelloNode just to make sure that payment processing can be smoother. So over the years, we did add features like saving credit cards and files, sending payment links to patients, and recently we now allow patients to, on your intake forms to them, they can input their credit card and save it on file, and link that to our online website widget. You essentially can capture the payment of the patient's credit card directly when they schedule their first visit. So a lot of streamlining has been done. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the tools that we have built recently with HelloNote and our integration with Fiserv. Uh, if you have any questions or anything, please post them in the chat. There's a Q&A on that, so we'd love to answer it live. And as always, you could always email us. So Rachel, if you want to share, I know you have something like a document. If you can present that first, and then I'll jump into my screen share with HelloNote and Fiserv integration features.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. So, like I said, we're Fiserv. We have an integration with HelloNote. That is pretty seamless with payment acceptance. So we provide best-in-class payment solutions designed to make your business better streamlined from top to bottom. So we're partnered with HelloNote to provide seamless integrated processing, allowing you to accept all payment types within the HelloNote software that you already know. So no dual entry. We have real-time reporting, simple reconciliation. We have 24/7 customer support, and we actually have meet or beat pricing. So if you're not already with us, if you don't have an integrated solution with HelloNote, we would go over your current merchant statements and meet or beat the price that you're already at. So integrated payments through HelloNote will allow you to manage all aspects of your business from one comprehensive platform.
Awesome.
Anyone have any questions?
Yeah, let's see in the chat. In the meantime, I mean, I had a few questions. I know some of our clients were asking, so I think it would be helpful. So with the integration, I know a lot of our clients wanted to make sure, like a lot of patients don't want to give the office the credit card. Right? They're protective of the card. They don't want any charges being kind of thrown around because then they have to go and check their bank statements and so on. So you guys have something called a hosted payment page, which allows the patient to get sent a link, and the patient can then pay themselves. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. It alleviates the, phone call to the patient trying to get their credit card and alleviates that weariness of the customer handing over their card info.
Awesome. Yeah, I know that's a big inquiry that we always get, especially with new clients signing up as well. We get asked that a lot because they want to make sure in this day and age with some Medicare Advantage plans or private insurances, there's sometimes co-pays involved, co-insurances. So even if you're not self-pay, which of course, if you are, you can use this to take credit cards. But even if you're not self-pay, it's getting more relevant to accept credit cards because of those patient responsibilities. So it is important for everyone to know that. And HelloNote did build out a few features. Kind of we wrapped ourselves around some of the Fiserv features, and I will show you that in just a few minutes to show you that a lot of things got streamlined, including that hosted payment page and just emailable statements. Right? Sometimes your patients want to get a statement, either they paid for their bill or they have an outstanding bill, and you don't want to print it or you don't want to deal with paper, and the patient doesn't want to deal with paper, so we can text it and email it. So it's awesome. So Rachel, just going back on the pricing as well. So I know with HelloNote, our members or our clients get preferred pricing. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, awesome. So and again, every client is different, right? Someone could be doing $1,000 a month. Some clients are doing 10,000, 100,000. Some $50, $100 a month. Everyone's different. So we don't turn any clients away. And I know there's payment processors out there that do turn clients away because they don't meet a kind of a limit. So with Fiserv, we do want to make sure that we work with everybody. Just like HelloNote, we work with businesses of all sizes. We want to make sure that Fiserv does the same thing. So if you do choose to take credit card payments, we do have a link. I'm going to put that in the chat for everybody. That actually goes to a landing page with contact information. So fill that out, and then a member of Fiserv will get in touch with you. And it's fairly quick, right, Rachel? They can either get in touch the same day or the next day. We want to make sure that we don't lose any client that's looking around or shopping around for any payment system.
Yeah, the sign up process is super easy, very quick. Um, Once you send your information via the link that Steve will send out to everybody, our reps get in touch within 24 hours. Everyone from HelloNote will have the same rep. He's no stranger to the solution and your clients. Um, and they'll be in touch, and you could have a merchant ID and ready to go within probably 2 business days.
Awesome. So I did just post that link in the chat for everybody, and I did pull up that page. Okay, so if you don't have Fiserv, or if you're even just looking for information, right? So please use that link. You can fill out the form on the right. Okay, just a simple questionnaire. Click get started, and it will lead you to having a rep from Fiserv reaching out so they can answer any of your questions. And please share with them, how much revenue you're doing, how much transactions that you're processing or planning to process, because we do want to make sure that you get put into a rate that makes sense for you. Okay. And as with any industry, the higher the volume, the cheaper the rate. So, and again, as HelloNote is willing to grow with you, Fiserv is willing to grow with you as well. So if you start with a rate that's maybe a little bit higher, don't worry. You can always renegotiate. Is that right, Rachel? So as volume goes up, clients can always renegotiate their rate.
Yeah, that's true. Um, but we won't start everyone high or anything. I mean, everyone has the same set rate. They are negotiable, like Steve said, and they'll really never go up from where you start. So they'll always go down.
Even better. We like that. So we don't want the rates to go up. So awesome. Well, that's great. So there are a few questions in the chat. So Fiserv is Card Connect, yes. So they went through a process, so now they're Fiserv. And yeah, the other question is we have someone that said they didn't receive my link. Hold on one second. Let me just repost that in. Okay. I did put that in. So let me know if you didn't get it. I know who you are if you didn't get the link. We're actually going to send the recording to everyone, and we'll include that link in there as well. So if for whatever reason it's not in the chat, I will gladly make sure that it's in the link. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Let me start and keep the questions coming as well. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the HelloNote features, and then we'll go back to the chat to answer any questions. All right. So here, so we're on the HelloNote dashboard here. So one of the features I want to showcase is just the seamlessness of sending the payment links. So from the Visits and Receipts tab, for example, you can click on the Actions button, and you have a few options. So you could charge the credit card. Okay, so if I click Charge Credit Card, notice that it says New Credit Card. If the patient already had a saved credit card, whether you input it for them or they put it in themselves through the payment links, it will save it here, and it's going to give you an option for existing credit card. Okay, if it's not already saved, then it will give you an option for the new one. Okay, so then the other option is Send Payment Link. So this is kind of goes off of that hosted payment page, where once we click on it, and I do already have some links open here. So right here. So this is an example of the hosted payment page that allows the patient to seamlessly click a link that they get on their text message and email, okay, depending on what information you put in their profile, and they will open up a screen that looks like this. Okay, so it's going to break down their visit time and date, the visit type, the invoice number, and the amount. It's going to aggregate the total. And we do have the option for you to add any credit card percentage fees. So again, this is kind of like a per state guideline. So make sure your state allows for it. Okay, but we do have that option for you to include. And that's it. And then the patient puts in their information, presses submit payment, and then it links back to HelloNote, and then it stamps it that the patient did send you money, and it reconciles the invoice. So very simple. This is, again, a fairly new update that we did. So if you are using credit card payments with Fiserv, I strongly encourage you to enable this feature because it allows just seamless transactions to happen with your patients. Okay. And this will, of course, include your logo, your headers, and everything. So the patient won't be confused who's sending them or who they are paying. So going back here, another option is called email statement, right? So let's say the patient wants to get emailed their statement or receipt, whatever the case is. So in this case, they will get an email that looks like this, okay, when they click on the link. So because this has more information, we have to apply some security and HIPAA here. So here is where we're going to just verify the data. And once the patient verifies their information, then it goes to a screen that looks like this. Okay. And here they actually have a print button. So they actually can print and save it as a PDF, or they can actually make a payment. Okay. And in this example, it only shows one line. But if you had multiple lines, it will show multiple lines and things like that. Okay. And for HIPAA, this link does expire. So if it does expire, I believe it's 7 days. So after 7 days, the link will no longer be valid. So the patient can request a new one from you. Okay. And yeah, so we went over email statement. So just want to go to the left sidebar. So we do have a new tab called Payments tab. So the Payments tab, it used to be a report, but we took it and we actually made it into a feature functionality. The reason is because we've been getting a lot of clients that want to charge a credit card, but it's not linked to a specific patient. Meaning, if you're clicking on a patient's profile, the insurance sometimes sends those virtual credit cards. Okay. So in that case, the address won't match. So what we did is we built out this payment section here. And again, it's located on the left side on the sidebar. And now it's a combination of a report and the ability for you to charge a credit card pretty much for anything you want. So if it's related to a patient, you're going to have it under patient payments right here. And by the way, you can change the date range. So you can kind of sort or search, and you can sort by transaction status as well. And then the bottom section is any non-patient payments. Okay, so you could just charge a credit card and then reconcile it with the patient as well. So this is a nice new update for the payment details. And then just one other thing I wanted to showcase is let's see. So if you go to, for example, the payments tab, so in a self-pay world, if you're doing private pay, you can add up as many self-pay rates that you want, packages, anything you want. You could also save your patient's credit card by clicking the credit card profile option. Okay, so remember, you only need to save it one time and it's going to save. And if you wanted to charge a patient for any of these visits, simply click on it, put in the amount, and click pay, and it's going to charge them. And again, it will apply any additional percent if you have that in your settings. We can do that. Okay. And lastly, in the information section, so using our consent and intake forms, the dynamic ones. So this is really cool where you can actually collect the credit card information from the patient on the form. So again, going back to if it's the patient's first visit and they have a whole bunch of forms that you need them to fill out, right? Instead of waiting for them to come into the office, you can actually click on whatever forms that you need here, okay? And then check the box that says collect credit card info and then send it to them. So the patient will get a text and or email with the link so they can fill everything out. And I do have an example here open. So if you do check off that credit card section, the patient will get a section like this where they can fill that out. And again, please make sure that you have a consent form for this if you wanted to save the card on file. Okay, but otherwise, it's a super strong feature. It minimizes any back and forth with any patients and make sure that your payments are streamlined. Also, one other thing to mention is if you are dealing with a lot of patient responsibilities, which I know a lot of our clients are, so you don't want to go and remember, which patient has balances or who owes me a copayment or anything like that. So I do recommend going to reports, financial, and the patient responsibility report. So once again, I'll sort this here. I'll do balance greater than 0, for example. And then here I do have a credit card option on the left side too. So you could look at who owes you any money and then charge them with a card. Okay, so works super simple. It's a great opportunity to make sure that you maintain your cash flow essentially. So yeah, those are a few things I wanted to mention. So let's go back to the chat. Let's see. All right. So one of the questions we have, I'm just going to start from the bottom here. So do you have any templates for consent forms for keeping credit card on file that you can share? Please and thank you. So great question. So we actually do have some templates, but again, because they can vary state to state, um, we can send it to you as more of a template, and you to have to actually put it into HelloNote, because we can't determine what state you're in and any legalities or guidelines or anything like that. But yes, just shoot us an email, ask us for a template, and we'll be happy to share that. Then does that allow you to do that with multiple visits and then reconcile each visit? Great question. So yes, it does. So let me go back to the visits and receipts section. I'm just gonna find one that has multiple visits. So just as an example, I can click multiple visits, and then when you click options, well, this one doesn't have any balance. So let me try to find one that does. All right. So for example, here I'm going to click these two, and then when I click options, I still have that option for send payment link. So yes, you can use it for multiple visits, and then it's going to reconcile those visits for you. So good question on that. Okay. Can you post a payment with multiple visits and charges? So it would be the same thing. So if a patient, you wanted to send the payment link for multiple visits, you just simply click or highlight in blue whichever visits, and it will sync those. Okay. Let's see. So we do have a question about HIPAA compliance. So we are HIPAA compliant. We actually, one of the great things about the integration that we have, so Fiserv actually holds all the data of the credit cards, all the sections that have the credit card forms, that's actually going from Fiserv. So HelloNote does not actually store any uh, credit card credit cards on our side. So make sure you do PCI compliance with Fiserv, and they do have a video with instructions on how you can maintain compliance with that. But as far as HIPAA compliance on our side, it's one of the reasons we ask patients to verify their identity before exposing any information like this. So prior to getting to the screen, it would ask them to verify their information. Okay, so good question. All right, and then let's see. So question is that this one is a long one. Okay, so currently the page HelloNote sends out for having the patient put in their credit card to save on file just has the credit card information on it. There's no upfront authorizations or disclosures that allow us to save and charge the card. Yeah, so that form is just the credit card collection form. So make sure in your consent forms, you include something, kind of maybe in your welcome packet. Just make sure that the patient does acknowledge that you you will be saving their card on file. So remember, when you click on the dynamic forms here, this is an optional checkbox. So if you do not have a consent form or you don't plan to do this, do not check this checkbox, and it's not going to ask the patient to save their card on file. Okay, and then is that something that is legally needed for them to acknowledge prior to saving the card? So I don't know the legality of it, but I do know um, from prior consultants and kind of the legality that we spoke with, then yes, you do have to let the patient know that you will be saving their card. Rachel, do you know from your end, patients need to kind of consent to allowing their card to be saved?
Again, to your point, I don't truly know the legality around it, but I would say that I believe when you're going through your PCI compliance, they will ask if you save cards on file, and I believe that you are covered via PCI compliance for saving those cards, which is great. But I'm not sure if your customers need to consent to that. I would assume so, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, and that's why we're not attorneys, right, Rachel? So, but it sounds like it's definitely something that you should have. I mean, I wouldn't want to save a credit card or anything, a patient's card, and not have them consent to it. So I would definitely do that. But again, consult with someone on in your state about that. Do we need a statement like that to charge their card as well in the example of a cancellation fee? Same thing as above. So these are questions you can direct to some type of you know attorney that deals with credit card processing. From our consultations, then yes, I do know that consent is needed. But again, every state is different, so that's outside of my scope and Rachel's scope to answer that. Let's see. And then can HelloNote add that to the credit card page? So yes, absolutely. We can always add whatever we need to the page. I just do know that every state has different uh, laws on this. So at the very least, maybe HelloNote can allow you to add a statement to that page as a per office basis. So you'll be in charge to specify the statement yourself because we wouldn't know what statement to add. But definitely you want to protect yourself. So speak to someone that's knowledgeable in this field. And if not, does Fiserv have a statement or something we can either put on there um, or in our consent paperwork? So as Rachel said, I think the PCI compliance will cover you for that. But again, I would consult with someone with a legal expert on that. And Rachel did put a comment that she's going to check on her end, and she's going to let me know, and then we can share with everyone. Awesome. So those were all the questions we had for now. Let me see here. There are some Q&A questions. Let me see if those are different. So one of the questions is the same as the chat. And then another one. Okay, so the other question is, I have been going through the online terminal to charge virtual credit cards because we charge a credit card fee percentage and virtual credit cards are a set fee. Can I do this through the payments tab? So yes, it sounds like this is exactly a great case for the payments tab. So this new payments tab, um, payments navigation menu item, I should say, this should allow you to do exactly that. So you click charge credit card, and now you could put in the amount, which is the set fee, and then you can put in the information from those electronic credit cards. So right. So now you don't have to go to the online terminal. You can do this directly from HelloNote, and just make sure you add a comment for yourself because once you do process this, there is a comment column. So if you ever wanted to go back and look at all your transactions, you'll know exactly what this was for. So that was a good question. So yeah, great questions, everyone. This is a short just webinar. Just wanted to make sure we showcase what we have and just our partnership with Fiserv to make sure you know what you're getting. And again, we always learn from feedback. If you've been with us either from the beginning or recently, we're very receptive to feedback. So anything you want to send our way, any ideas, any suggestions that's going to make your life easier, whether you're a biller, clinic owner, therapist, front desk, therapist, any user, any role of HelloNote, please send us feedback. We love feedback. We love improving our system, and we love working with all of you, regardless of the size. So even if you're a client that transmits one credit card payment a month, we love to work with you versus those that submit the hundreds of credit card payments per month. So I know Fiserv and Rachel will be happier with more transactions. So our goal is to make sure that we provide you all the features to manage your business properly, so you can scale, right? So that's our goal. But we're excited to showcase a lot of these features. We also have new features coming soon, like the kiosk feature, which is also going to allow patients to do self-service items right at your front desk without any human interaction, which is nice. So they can self-schedule, they can pay bills, sign consent forms, They can rate your services, all of that. So yeah, lots of cool stuff coming up. We're definitely excited for the future with a lot of updates that are coming. We're excited with our partnership with Fiserv to grow more. And just want to say thank you to our clients and our internal team, our affiliates and partners. So you make us who we are today. So Rachel, any last minute things you want to add?
I just want to say thank you to you for having me and thank you to everyone who's joined. If anyone has any questions and they want to reach out to me directly, I will drop my email in the chat. Feel free to reach out if you think of anything else and I'll get back to you.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Rachel. So yeah, thank you everyone. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon and we'll send a recap of this webinar to everyone who registered. So you should have that by either by end of the week or early next week. So thank you, everyone. Appreciate you joining us and we'll talk soon. Thanks, everyone.